Locked in Secrets, the mysterious death of Gareth Williams. Welcome, true crime enthusiasts, to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. It's Thursday, and that means we're stepping into the shadowy corners of the globe for World Cold Case Thursday. Today we're leaving the forests and lakes of Ontario behind and traveling across the Atlantic to London, England, city of history, culture, and in this case, unrelenting mystery. August 2010. The air is thick with summer humidity, and in an upscale neighborhood, a young man vanishes from his secretive world. His name is Gareth Williams, a brilliant mathematician, quiet soul, and an operative for Britain's MI6, the Secret Intelligence Service. When he's finally found, it's in a way no one could have predicted. Locked inside his sports bag in a locked apartment with no clear explanation. Was it an accident, murder, or something far darker tied to the clandestine life he led? This isn't a quick tale, so pour yourself a tea, coffee, or something stronger. Find a cozy spot and join me as we unravel one of the most perplexing cold cases in the modern era. This is the story of Gareth Williams, and it's a journey into the unknown. Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. It's gripping true crime podcast uncovering unsolved murders, disappearances, and forgotten crimes from Ontario and beyond. Told with deep research, compelling storytelling, and a voice for the victims. Join us today, where every clue could lead to answers, and every case deserves a second look. Section 1. The Discovery. A scene that defies logic. It's Monday, August 23rd, 2010, in Pimlico, posh district of central London known for its Georgian architecture, proximity to the River Thames. At 36 Alderney Street, a red brick apartment building blends seamlessly into the urban landscape. Inside this unassuming structure is a top-floor flat, a place that, unbeknownst to neighbors, serves as an MI6 safe house. It's home temporarily to Gareth Williams, a 31-year-old intelligence officer on loan from GCHQ, Britain's signals intelligence hub. Gareth hasn't been seen for over a week. For a man whose life revolves around precision and routine, this is alarming. His colleagues in MI6, where punctuality and reliability are non-negotiable, grow uneasy. Phone calls go unanswered. Emails pile up. Finally, someone raises the alarm, and the Metropolitan Police are dispatched to check on him. At 6:30 p.m., officers arrive. They knock. No response. The door is locked from the inside, the chain secure. With no other option, they force entry, stepping into a space that feels frozen in time. The living room is orderly. A sofa, a coffee table, a few books stacked neatly. The kitchen is pristine, dishes washed and put away. In the bedroom, clothes are folded with almost military precision. Ironic given Gareth's civilian life. As they move deeper into the flat, a faint, sickly sweet smell wafts through the air. It's coming from the bathroom. The officers push open the door, and what they see stops them cold. In the bathtub, a standard white fixture against tiled walls, sits a large red North Face sports bag, the kind you take hiking or to the gym. It's zipped shut. A small padlock secures the zipper, glinting out of the bathroom light. The smell grows stronger as they approach. One officer, perhaps sensing the gravity, grabs a pair of scissors or a knife from their kit. They cut the padlock, the metallic snap echoing in the small space. The zipper slides open, and the officers recoil. Inside, folded into a tight fetal position, is a body, naked, pale, and in an advanced state of decomposition. It's Gareth Williams. His knees are drawn up to his chest, his arms bent awkwardly against his torso. The bag is barely enough to contain him. He was 5 feet 7 inches tall and slight, but still, the fit is impossibly snug. There's no blood, no signs of a struggle in the bathroom or the flat. The scene is surreal, almost staged. How did he get in there? Who locked the bag? And why? Word spread quickly. Within hours, MI6 is notified and the case takes on an urgent classified edge. The police cordon off the building, forensic teams swarm in, and the media catch wind of a story too bizarre to ignore. Gareth Williams, a man trained to keep secrets, has become the center of one himself. Section 2. Who was Gareth Williams, the man behind the mystery? To unravel this enigma, we need to know Gareth Williams, not just as a body in a bag, but as a person. Who was he? What drove him? What clues might his life offer about his death? Gareth was born on September 26, 1978, in the rugged, windswept region of Anglesey, North Wales. It's a place of stark beauty, cliffs plunging into the Irish Sea, ancient stone circles dotting the landscape. His parents, Ian and Ellen, were a working-class couple. His father worked at a nuclear power plant, his mother in education. Gareth was the eldest of two, the younger sister Sari, who'd later describe him as her quiet, protective big brother. From an early age, Gareth stood out, not for charisma or extroversion, but for his mind. At 10, he was solving math problems that stumped adults. By 13, he was taking university-level courses. At 16, he graduated from Bangor University with a degree in mathematics, prodigy in a field that thrives on logic and abstraction. His professor saw a future academic, but Gareth had other plans. In 1999, at 21, he was recruited by GCHQ in Cheltenham, a sprawling donut-shaped complex nicknamed the Donut. GCHQ is Britain's equivalent of the NSA, intercepting communications, cracking codes, and monitoring threats. Gareth excelled there, specializing in cryptography and cybersecurity. Colleagues called him the quiet genius, soft-spoken, unassuming, but capable of entangling the most complex algorithms. In 2009, his career took a pivotal turn. He was seconded to MI6 in London, the agency of James Bond fame, though Gareth's work was far less glamorous and far more cerebral. Based at Vauxhall Cross, a futuristic fortress-like building on the Thames, he tackled counter-terrorism and cyber threats. His assignments were top secret, but whispers suggest he worked on intercepting communications linked to Al-Qaeda and other global networks. Gareth's personal life was a stark contrast to his high-stakes career. He was intensely private, almost reclusive. He had no known romantic partners, few close friends outside work, and a small circle of friends and family he adored. His passions were niche but telling. He was an avid cyclist, often riding the rolling hills of Gloucestershire or the Welsh countryside. He collected stamps and, more unusually, women's designer clothing, high-end pieces from brands like Christian Louboutin and Stella McCartney, for £20,000. Friends said it was a hobby tied to an interest in fashion design. He'd even enrolled in evening courses at Central St. Martin's, a prestigious art school. In 2010, Gareth was living in the Pimlico flat, a temporary assignment before return to Cheltenham. He'd asked to extend his stay in London, perhaps drawn to the city's pace or his work. Colleagues saw no signs of distress. He was his usual reserved self, focused and professional. Until suddenly, he wasn't. Section 3. The investigation begins. A puzzle with no edges. The discovery of Gareth's body launched one of the most baffling investigations in Metropolitan Police history. Detective Chief Inspector Colin Sutton took the lead, assembling a team to tackle what was quickly dubbed the spy in the bag case. From day one, the evidence, or lack thereof, defied conventional detective work. Let's walk through the scene. The bathroom is small, maybe 6 by 8 feet, with a tub, sink, and toilet. The red North Face bag is 32 inches long and 19 inches wide, cramped for a man of Gareth's size. He's inside, naked, with a zipper padlocked shut. The key to the padlock is found beneath his body, inside the bag, a detail that only deepens the mystery. The flat's heating is cranked up to maximum, unusual for August, speeding up decomposition. Forensic pathologist Dr. Ian Calder later estimates Gareth died around August 15 or 16, 8 days before he was found. The apartment shows no signs of a break-in. The front door's lock and chain are intact, windows secure. There's no blood, no overturned furniture, no fingerprints or DNA from an intruder. It's as if Gareth simply climbed into the bag and vanished from the world. But how? Investigators zero in on the bag. Could Gareth have locked himself inside? Scotland Yard enlists experts, escapologists, contortionists, even military personnel to test the theory. Over 100 attempts are made to replicate the scenario. Crawl into an identical bag, zip it, and padlock it from within. No one succeeds without help. Peter Falding, a confined space rescue specialist, spends hours trying, concluding it's impossible alone. The zippers designed the padlock's position require external hands. Other clues emerge or don't. Gareth's iPhone and several SIM cards are laid out on a table in the living room, arranged with eerie precision like a still life. His personal laptop's browser history is wiped clean. His work-issue phone has been factory reset, erasing all data. Was this Gareth's doing, or someone else's? Forensic teams scour the flat for traces of another person, hair, skin cells, fibers, but find nothing conclusive. The autopsy offers little clarity. Dr. Calder finds no obvious cause of death. No stab wounds, no strangulation marks, no drugs or alcohol in Gareth's system. The body's state makes toxicology tricky. There's a faint possibility of poisoning or suffocation. A microscopic speck of an unknown substance is detected in the bag, but it's too degraded to identify. Police float an early theory: accidental death via autoerotic asphyxiation, or escapology gone wrong. It's a stretch. There's no sexual paraphernalia, no prior evidence of such behavior. Gareth's family, outraged, dismiss it as character assassination. The investigation stalls, caught between the mundane and the unthinkable. Section 4. Espionage and Intrigue. Shadows of a Secret Life. As weeks turn to months, the case espionage angle takes center stage. Gareth wasn't just a mathematician. He was an intelligence officer with access to Britain's deepest secrets. Could his death be tied to his work? Gareth's role at MI6 involved analyzing encrypted data, thwarting cyber threats. In July 2010, he returned from a trip to the United States, meeting NSA officials in Maryland to collaborate on joint operations. His work likely intersected with sensitive targets, terrorist cells, hostile governments, maybe even organized crime. Did he see something he shouldn't have? In 2012, the investigation uncovers tantalizing threads. Police reveal Gareth visited bondage websites shortly before his death. 5 hits over several months. The media leaps on this, alongside the £20,000 worth of women's clothing in his flat, suggesting a hidden, risque life. Tabloids scream headlines. Spy's kinky secret. But his family fights back. The clothing they say was for his fashion studies. Receipts and course enrollment back them up. The website's visits? Possibly incidental. Or planted. More compelling are the whispers of foreign involvement. Russia's SVR, successor to the KGB, is a frequent MI6 adversary. Could Gareth have been targeted in a wet job, spy's term for assassination? A honey trap, seduction turned deadly, is floated, though his private nature makes it unlikely. Some speculate an inside job, a mole within MI6, silencing a threat. Theories multiply, but evidence stays thin. No foreign DNA, no missing files, no witnesses. A neighbor reports seeing 2 men leaving the building days before Gareth's discovery, but descriptions are vague. Medium height, dark clothing, and CCTV footage is inconclusive. The wiped electronics and locked bag hint at a professional cleanup, yet the scene's simplicity baffles experts. National security complicates matters. MI6 cooperates but restricts access to Gareth's work records, citing classified risks. Detectives grumble about stonewalling. Did the agency know more than they let on? The truth, if tied to espionage, might be locked away forever. Section 5. The Inquest and Aftermath. A Search for Answers. By 2012, the case reaches a public reckoning. The coroner's inquest. Held at Westminster Coroner's Court, it's a rare glimpse into a secretive world. Dr. Fiona Wilcox presides, determined to cut through the fog. Testimony paints a vivid picture. Forensic experts reiterate the bag's impossibility. Gareth couldn't have locked it alone. MI6 colleagues describe him as low risk, with no enemies or mental health issues. His family, Ellen, Ian, and Siri, sit stoically as their son's life is dissected. Dr. Wilcox delivers a bombshell verdict. Gareth's death was unnatural and likely criminally meditated. She rejects the accidental theory, pointing to the padlocked, the wiped devices, the lack of fingerprints on the bag. Murder, she implies, is probable, but by whom? The police, however, hit a wall. No suspects, no motive, no forensic smoking gun. In 2013, Scotland Yard closes the case, reverting to accidental death, despite the coroner's findings. The decision reeks of compromise. Did MI6 pressure a tidy resolution? Gareth's family refuses to relent. They hire private investigators, appeal to the public, and criticize the investigation's opacity. Ellen tells reporters, "Someone knows what happened to my son. We won't stop until we do." Their grief fuels a decade-long quest. The case ripples outward. Books like The Strange Death of Gareth Williams dissect every angle. Documentaries air on BBC and Channel 4, amplifying global interests. The public fixates on the spy angle. Hollywood couldn't script it better. Section 6. Theories and speculation. What really happened? Let's dive into the theories, each a thread in this tangled web. Theory 1. Accidental death. The police's stance. Gareth died experimenting with escapology or autoerotic asphyxiation. The key inside the bag supports this. Maybe he locked it, slipped the key in, and suffocated. But experts like Peter Falding called it implausible. No one replicates it. And Gareth's methodical nature clashes with such recklessness. Theory 2. Suicide. A darker twist. Gareth, stressed by work, staged his own death. The bag becomes a symbolic coffin, locked flat a final barrier. Yet his family and colleagues see no despair. His last calls to his sister, planning a visit, brim with normalcy. Theory 3. Espionage murder. A fan favorite. Gareth was killed for what he knew. A foreign agent, Russian, Chinese, or otherwise, slipped in, poisoned or suffocated him, and staged the scene. The bag? A message or a red herring. MI6 reticence fuels this, though no hard proof emerges. A nerve agent, like Novichok, is whispered, undetectable, efficient, but tests find nothing. Theory 4. Personal motive. A wild card. Someone from Gareth's private life, a scorned friend, a fashion rival, acted out of spite. The clothing collection invites speculation, but his isolation weakens this thread. Each theory tantalizes, yet none fully satisfies. The truth dances just out of reach. Section 7. Conclusion. An enduring enigma. Gareth Williams rests in a quiet Welsh graveyard. His headstone simple. Name, dates, a carved Celtic knot. But his story refuses to rest. It's a cold case that burns hot. A collision of genius, secrecy, and loss. Was he a victim of his own curiosity? A pawn in a spy game? Or something else entirely? The locked bag, the sign that flat, the erased data, they mock us with their silence. His family's pain echoes countless others in the cold case world, where justice is a ghost. What do you think? A listener's hunch might crack this wide open. Gareth's mystery belongs to us all now. Let's keep it alive. Thanks for joining me in this dive into Gareth Williams' world with Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. If you're hooked, subscribe, rate us, and tell a friend. Next Thursday, we'll unearth another global mystery. Until then, stay curious, stay skeptical, keep chasing the shadows. The truth is out there, we just have to find it. Because every case deserves answers, and every victim deserves justice. Subscribe now to Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast. Episodes available wherever you get your podcasts.